Story 4. A Pirate Ship on the DMZ by Wayne Perkins. The story behind the picture. When you look on the back cover of Bob Kern's exciting new book, We Were Soldiers Too, The Second Korean War, the DMZ Conflict, you will notice an image in the top left corner of what I call the pirate ship. The pirate ship refers to a name I put to the last American outpost overlooking the dangerous DMZ just behind and up on a hill facing the barrier fence, also called the South Cape. When Mel Law and I first arrived on the DMZ in September of 1967, you could see the concrete bunker, but I guess it wasn't visible enough for the North Korean Army to look at, so our crew installed a large camouflage netting to make it more visible against the South Korean skyline. It added another 20 feet to our profile. One late afternoon, Mel and myself left our Camp Matta barracks and headed over to Company B headquarters building when we were told that instead of riding out to the DMZ with the Foxhole crews, we would be riding out with a civilian work crew to provide security for them, riding on the back of their truck and performing that service on the way to our position at the top of the hill. We boarded the back of the truck, and I noticed 6 South Korean workers with ID badges around their necks and bundled up for the cold, along with 2 55-gallon drums of defoliant. And we headed out for the short ride out to our position, which was the last American position along the Korean DMZ. Within a few minutes, we were out on the fence line road that took us by the 4 5-man foxhole positions along the fence. The driver then headed up the hill to the highest point along the DMZ where our pirate ship, the cement bunker, housing our CO for the night, and our positions manning the infrared searchlight, awaited us. About halfway up the hill, the truck driver was grinding gears, and the truck began rolling backwards towards the cliff. As the cliff became closer and closer, I turned to Mel, who was on the opposite side of the truck, and yelled, "Jump!" We both jumped off, and I rolled toward the mountainside of the cliff to get out of the way of the backward rolling truck. None of the South Korean workers jumped off, however. They just kind of stayed on the truck and were laughing at us. The truck stopped and did not roll off the cliff. Mel walked over to the driver, and he decided to ride up in the cab up to the top of the hill. But before he did, he opened the door and waved for me to get on the truck. It was about 50 yards to our pirate ship position, and I decided to walk the rest of the way. There was no way I was getting back up on that truck. That was a bad decision at the time because I was in no man's land, and any trigger-happy GI or a North Korean infiltrator would have an easy mark. I hurt my ankles jumping off the truck as I was weighted down by my rifle, the heavy flak jacket, and whatever else I was carrying at the time. Also, the North Koreans were expert in placing mines on and alongside roads and footpaths, and one guy in our company had the misfortune to have stepped on one and blew himself up. But after laying there on the ground and picking myself up, my first reaction was to check the ammo pouch on the left side of my belt. This is where I kept my Kodak Instamatic camera. It fit perfectly in there. I thought I might have broken something in it, so I took a couple of pictures. After all, this was no man's land, and I would never get a chance to see the outpost from this viewpoint. As I turned a corner on the road leading up to our position, I took a picture of the backside of the pirate ship. This is the southwest corner of the concrete bunker. Mel and I did not go in there at night. Only the duty officer and his driver were allowed in there. I had never seen the bunker from this position because I was always riding up in the back of a truck, and we took positions facing out to the sides and out to the back. Pirate Ship Road. The second picture I took was on the cliffside of the road leading up to the bunker. I call this Pirate Ship Road. I guess my camera wasn't damaged because the pictures developed in December of 1967 and have been with me for a half-century. I would like to thank author Bob Kern for placing this photo on his back cover. To me, it is a little bit of history I will always want to remember. See the link below the video to purchase Bob Kern's new book, We Were Soldiers Too, The Second Korean War, the DMZ Conflict. It's available as a print book, a Kindle book, and available as an audiobook from Amazon, Audible, and iTunes. I am the narrator of the audiobook. I am Wayne Perkins, Company B, 3rd Battalion, 32nd Infantry, 7th Infantry Division, and this was in December of 1967. Thank you very much for listening. I look forward to talking to you again with some more stories of the DMZ in 1967.